What is up, ladies and gents? The madness of March is upon us, and this is a fantastic episode of Wine, Cheese, and Comics, please. It is going down tonight, ladies and gents. Without further ado, let me bring my co-hosts on. You know these two amazing individuals. First up, the one, the only, Last Level Comics, my brother, Matt. What's up, good sir?
March Madness, man. It was snowing today. I mean, I don't know what you're saying about March. I mean, we got 3 days till April. This year is flying. But dude, I can't tell you the last time I heard that jingle for our intro. I was over here, had to do a little head bob, get back into it.
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. I'm digging the hoodie, man. That's dope. That's fantastic right there, bro.
I'm so classy tonight. It's my first day off in 14 days. We're lucky that I'm wearing pants.
My man said we lucky. Well, you know, this next gentleman I'm going to bring on, he just got back from 2099, hanging out with Miguel O'Hara and all the mofos out there. All the 2099 characters just told him it's about to be on and popping. So get your 2099s on. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. DJ Promiscuous Time Traveler. There he is, y'all. There he is.
What's up, everybody?
Up, what's going on, man?
Pretty good. Cheers to everybody out there.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Since it's March Madness, man, we're going Guinness.
That's fair. We're just after St. Patty's Day.
Everyone's got pizza tonight.
Yeah. My doorbell will ring, and I gotta go get the pizza. So.
That's how you do it, man. March Madness. We have to make a month off right, man. So, fellas, how you guys been? It's been a couple months since we got together, but there's been so much going on. You know, we got to dive into a lot, man. What do you guys? What has been going on with you guys individually, though? Matt.
Well, Sands, you and I got a big project we've been working on, but we can't talk about it yet. But maybe 2 more days, maybe tomorrow night. You know, we'll see. But Sands and I have been working on a big project earlier this year, and I've been working on a lot of video work for a lot of different people. So that's been keeping me busy. But you know what I'm missing? I'm missing the comic hunt, man. I haven't been in a live show since January. I don't even know if I know how to do this anymore.
Man, not only so he hasn't been on the Wine and Cheese, he hasn't been in the auctions, y'all. He's going through withdrawal right now. Meanwhile, my man Time Traveler was just on with me last Tuesday. Destroyed the spot. How you been, Time Traveler? What you got going on?
Sir? I've been real good. I've been super busy working on my own projects, going to WonderCon this weekend to kind of help out test the waters in the sense of me creating my own comic book. So I'm going to see some people potentially being artists on it. And it'll be a fun time. So,
hey, Kyle, can you show the world this comic book I'm gonna purchase from you one day? Can you show the world my Grail? That's
this one right here.
Oh, that one that just sold for 30. Is that the facsimile, or is that the
no?
One?
Oh, this is the legit one. Yeah.
Oh, the one that just sold for $30,000 yesterday.
Yeah. Oh my God!
What's your address, man?
It's oh no. Yeah, I gotta hide this in.
I mean, you can put it in the private messages. It's all good. I mean, I'll try to show West Coast for that.
So we're about to get the show started, man. I had to shout out my boys and see what's going on. Y'all know y'all see this mug all the time. I'm nonstop, man. We just gonna be working, man. My wife said, "Don't stop till you get me the platinum plaque from YouTube." So I need all of you guys to keep smashing that subscribe, so I can bring the plaque home and say, "Baby, I did it."
Adrian,
the Will Smith on them out there, y'all. So we gonna smack down that platinum plaque. We did it, y'all. But listen, hey, there's so much going on. Let me shout out who's in the chat. I know it's early. Y'all, do me a favor. Spread the news. If you in here, we see Billy Badass. He's in the chat.
Oh, hold on one second. You said William was here?
Oh, yeah. William's here.
This is how I feel about William. I'm sorry.
He started early, y'all. Just like I smacked down that gold plaque, that platinum plaque just now. That's what he just did, Billy. Don't stand for it. We got my man Nicholas Goltra in the house. Good to see you, man. Salute. Make sure you guys smash the like. Share this out. We just gonna have some fun and we're gonna go through some topics, y'all, because there's been so much going on.
Yep.
So where should we begin, ladies and gents?
I think we got to start with the hottest thing this year so far.
Batman.
We got to start with Batman, man.
Start with the Batman, y'all. Y'all in the chat, we know what's going down.
Justice. The answer is justice.
Come on.
Hey,
dang.
yo, all I'm gonna say right off the rip, what's up, little man? He wants some fresh agua. All I'm gonna say right off the bat, I wasn't expecting much, and I walked away with a tear in my eye, man. That movie was epic. But what do you guys think, man? It's been a couple weeks since it hit the world, right? And the first week, it was just like, oh, yeah, there's some buzz. But by the end of that first weekend, that second weekend, people were like, yo, greatest Batman ever? We're gonna have to get the record out to go on the record soon, man. But Promiscuous, what was your take on the Batman, good sir?
I wanna preface this with I told you guys the last Spider-Man movie that I saw was Spider-Man 2, and the last Batman movie that I saw was The Dark Knight.
All right, so did you see this one?
Absolutely not. However,
no. Get him off the show. Folks, I'm sorry. I apologize for interrupting the stream right now, man. We want to talk to people that have actually seen the movie.
Sorry, I just wanted to troll you. Very, very detective based.
Yes.
Super lengthy. I had to pee twice during it. So, and I'm not sure I missed anything while I went to pee. I went, so, I'm sorry. I hope you didn't take that seriously. But it is true. The last Spider-Man movie I saw was Spider-Man 2.
The last one you should have saw.
There you go. Yeah. I loved the character development just because they took the time to develop the characters. I was a little impartial about Alfred. I really liked the Pennyworth show on what was that? Epix with an X.
What's up, Ninja?
And hearing all like the backstories of like how Alfred was like basically a British special agent.
He was like MI13.
Yeah,
like that, yo.
MI6.
He was the pre-James Bond.
I felt like he was just like disrespected in this movie. He was kind of like a pushover. But that's just my couple 2 cents.
My cheese.
A lot of other people were talking about how it's like not my Batman and stuff like that. But all we can do is compare it to the other Batmans, and I think this stands up as a really good Batman movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. What do you
think about Alfred, man? That's a good topic to touch on.
I didn't mind it. I didn't hate it.
Okay.
There's only one thing about the whole movie that I hated more than anything. My man need to go get a haircut. Like that whole movie, that emo comb over, like, I mean, I guess it's a thing with no hair. I mean, a guy thing with no hair, like I can't do that. Like I can't, no matter what, I can't flip it back. It just, but
you can't hate. Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for getting in here. Listen, so piggybacking off of what you both said, Alfred, I thought he was a different Alfred than I've ever seen. He was more like, yo, what are you doing? You got to show your face. He was like a so the outfits we've seen has always catered to Bruce, have always kind of, this one was more like a mentor, more like a father figure. And obviously he's been teaching them some stuff behind the scenes, So I think the Pennyworth badass, this Alfred got in there. But the emo worked for me, man, because
Really?
he's not Bruce Wayne yet. He's not Bruce Wayne. He's Batman all the time right now. He's not Bruce Wayne. So it is one of those things where it's just not gonna, he's gonna be Bruce Wayne by like season 2, season 3. So
year 2, year 3.
Yeah,
You're gonna go by years. We ain't gonna go by seasons.
There you
Will
go.
this become a trilogy?
Christina, oh no, hold on. Joseph, you said, where's Sans' wine? I actually drink his wine.
He drank my wine too. And since it's March Madness, I went with a Guinness tonight, y'all. I did beer and cheese, y'all, because Chad RCG told me about beer, so I had to test out beer. Y'all know what it is. But so let's talk about the villains in this, right? Mm-hmm. And we've seen the villains progress throughout the years in Batman. But when we see this movie, you had the Penguin, and then you had not Scarecrow, you had Riddler.
Yeah.
And from that standpoint, what is your take on how they did the villains, and did it work?
Well, funny story.
Paris.
Funny story. Why time traveler goes to manifest that pizza that I know that I want, because I know that's where he went. Colin Farrell as the Penguin actually almost got escorted off the set twice by security because they didn't recognize him.
Word. That is crazy. I will tell you, I was thoroughly impressed by Colin Farrell, man. Him, that makeup, it literally, like, his Penguin it wasn't like too cartoonish. It wasn't like, it worked for me, man. The Penguin worked for me, and I was like, I legit want to see that offshoot, that series. It was dope.
Yeah,
Falcone was the only one I was kind of about, but Paul Dano crushed it as the Riddler. Colin Farrell crushed it as Penguin. And honestly, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's like a 6-minute deleted scene where he goes to Arkham and has a little interaction with the Joker.
Really?
Look,
I didn't see that.
You gotta check that out, bro.
I don't remember his name. It's the one dude from Eternals playing the Joker. The guy that has the mind control ability.
Yeah.
And that was the first representation of the Joker. If you said he fell into a vat of acid.
Yo, his face, his head, everything just bubbling, boil. Like, I was like, that's a crazy looking Joker right
there. Like the Killing Joke kind of storyline.
Like, I'm talking really like sadistic and scary looking too. But yeah, so for me, Kyle, that looks epic.
Oh yeah, I got the cheesy calzone for everybody to go along with the wine.
This man takes it up a notch, y'all. But let's talk about the Riddler. What did the Batman solve the riddles too quick? What was up with that? Like, Batman was
wrong. He was wrong on a couple of them.
He was wrong on a couple. That's true. But he walked in and he was like, "It's this." I was like, "Whoa, okay."
Wait a second.
He solved the actual textual riddle, but not like the riddle piece. Like, he solved the little slang line, but not like what that meant. Like, he would get the word that meant for the statement, but he didn't get the big picture.
Yeah.
He said when promiscuous starts to make everyone. I'm telling you, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm sitting over here dying.
This guy.
I'm just enjoying a nice calzone and some nice wine on Wine and Cheese, or we talk about comics.
And here's the thing. A lot of people, like Kyle said, it was long.
Mm-hmm.
I felt, and after watching it and digesting it, I felt that third act was necessary, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because
yeah.
What happened to me the whole time, and don't think I'm crazy, y'all, but the Riddler was actually the hero for the whole movie, right? Up until the third act where he wanted to destroy the city. Like him, look, I don't condone, him doing his violence, ultra violence, as they would say. But what he was trying to do was clean up the city because it was so corrupt, right? And he was he was taking the lead from the Batman and doing the job, but just going a little too far. But kind of like Fight Club, when they wanted to blow up all of the credit cards and everything, you'd be like, oh man, those guys are the heroes. And let's do, up until he was like, kill everybody in Gotham, he was the hero. And Batman was vengeance, this whole movie, he was vengeance. That's what made this whole thing crazy. It wasn't Batman, he was vengeance. Like,
And
I was like,
it was a different story of Bruce Wayne. You got to see a side of Bruce Wayne that, every other Batman, Timothy Wayne, his father, forgive me, Timothy Wayne was always this nice guy, always had the company, everything was going on. So they showed you a different side of him, and to how he portrayed to that city of Gotham. Yo, both of you, man, just
that's the point of our show, though. I thought it took me a while to even get used to the Riddler in a sense, and also with Colin Farrell, because I had no idea. Like, I had no idea it was him. Like, I was like, wait, where's Colin Farrell going to come into this movie? And I was like, oh, wait a second, he's the Penguin. I was like, oh, dang, like, he's a versatile actor. I really enjoyed.
Literally, I was thrown aback. I was like, wait, that's Colin. Like, my wife was like, that's Colin Farrell right there. I was like,
yeah, from SWAT.
I had to do a double take, triple take. I was like, oh, but so a lot of people are getting on, Catwoman for the outfit, just having the ski mask on. But I thought it was dope.
I thought it was
cool.
Like
Yeah.
The simplicity of it. But Catwoman was so badass.
I agree.
Catwoman was killing it. Yes, it's pizza night tonight, Chef. You know how it is. I know you about to go whip something crazy up.
All right, let's go by the numbers real quick.
Yes.
So I think it's been 24 days in the market, almost a month.
Okay.
So at the 24-day total, I think, in my opinion, The Batman is a gritty style film, almost like The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With a good Batman story like The Dark Knight. So at day 24, The Joker had 277 million. The Batman had 331 million.
Cool.
So the Batman has topped the Joker in the 24-day challenge. Now, at day 24, The Dark Knight had 441 million.
Oh, yeah.
400, yeah,
And
okay.
the Batman had 331. Now, they are neck and neck because worldwide right now, Batman's bringing in $672 million.
Ooh. And we're talking just post-COVID right now, too.
Yep.
So it's interesting, but you brought up The Dark Knight and not Batman Begins, which is a little bit different because it took some getting used to, Batman Begins, and then The Dark Knight. Yeah. Everyone was like, oh, all hell broke loose. So I think that ramp up period gave The Dark Knight kind of like, this push. Is a sequel push type of thing. Whereas everybody was like, I don't know if the crystal vampire is gonna do it well. I don't know.
But can you see him as the crystal vampire anymore after this?
He's a great actor, is what I see.
He's done some good things, man. He was in what was it, Tenet? He was in Tenet. How High? I mean, he's played some big roles now. Can we get over Edward Cullen and can we talk about him being an actual person?
I don't know if we're gonna ever get over Edward Cullen, but he definitely brought what was needed for this version of Batman. And
who do you want next? Who do you want to see the villain next? If it was a trilogy, give me your middle and your end.
Okay.
Right. Kyle, I am going to say I want something obscure, but I want something that's not too out of the norm for Batman either. So I want something I want so Mr. Freeze isn't obscure, but yes, Stu hit it. The Batman Who Laughs would be freaking crazy, right? But that's kind of like if we brought in like some type of special world type of thing. But I'm thinking like a Mr. Freeze, but done in a realistic way, if possible, right? Not the Schwarzenegger doing crazy lines.
You're killing me. Okay.
I need someone good that people are gonna be like, yo, I can relate to the villain, but I can't root for him.
Okay, so is that movie 2 or movie 3? I want to hear your trilogy.
That's movie 2.
Okay.
I think movie 2 is actually gonna be the War of Jokes and Riddles, right? So y'all know that storyline, Joker versus Riddler, where Batman is caught in between. I think that's actually going to be where we go, because we see it at the end. They're kind of like having that moment where, oh, I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing. But I think their egos are going to get in the way of each other as well.
That's fair.
I think we're going to have kind of a 3-way beef going, and then progress to a rogues gallery type of thing where you kind of have Spider-Man has its Sinister Six. You're going to see Freeze and other people come into it by the 3rd movie. So that's where I think it's going to progress.
Okay. All right. Time travel. Give it to me.
Yeah, I got you. All right. So how I see it, you got to continue with the Riddler into a sense. I want it to be kind of like an organization. Maybe they can throw in like the Court of Owls. I think that would be kind of like a cool like organized just massive thing. Well, but then this was so centralized on just Riddler. It was basically Riddler. But I'd love to see, kind of bouncing off what Sam says too, if we're bringing Mr. Freeze back, let's bring back Poison Ivy.
Yes.
Because Poison Ivy, I would be perfectly fine with that. And I'd love to see some Court of Owls stuff, because there's so much in that storyline that they can dig from. Because that brings like Nightwing into the mix. Like,
you just touched on the Robin too. We're gonna have to get there.
Yeah. Let's get a right Robin. There,
yes. The War of Jokes and Riddles, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
This is one to think about. So all you speculators out there, we talking comics when we talking movies too.
Absolutely.
Think about that from that standpoint. Chef said some Clayface, Victor Zsasz, Man-Bat, and a bunch of other villains we haven't seen on the big screen.
Bring in Darkseid. Let's go finish it with Darkseid.
You want to finish it?
The trilogy ends with Darkseid.
Matt, what do you think, Matt?
All right. So they have to go Court of Owls next, 100%.
Yes. You're with me.
They have to leave Riddler and Joker to start fleshing out their relationship in Arkham. You need to have that going on. So you need to have a whole Court of Owls scene where he's just, again, that year 2. So he learned in year 1 that he got to be the detective. And now he's got to look deeper into people. So now you got the Court of Owls. But you got to bring Catwoman in. So how are you going to bring her in? Either A, you're going to bring her in with, Joker's in jail, but Harley's on the streets. So Catwoman and Harley are going to kind of come back together. She's going to pull her back in. Or you go with a Poison Ivy type. I don't think they're going to go the Poison Ivy
I don't think they will. It's just wishful thinking.
And then I'd love to end the trilogy either 2 ways. Either with a legitimate Mr. Freeze, where he finally has to choose between a man doing what's right to save his wife, or a man that's committing crimes against Gotham, or a really trippy Mad Hatter Scarecrow ending.
What?
That would be crazy.
Okay, Mad Hatter and Scarecrow, I could get down with that, especially with the Riddler involved.
That's what I'm saying. So again, but I think they have to go Court of Owls, because they showed in movie 1 how no one is who they seem. And they started to pull away how even the top, the most upper echelon, weren't who they seem, and they had dirty deeds. And that's exactly what the Court of Owls are. The elite supreme who control everything. They're playing the chess game behind the scenes. They make sure everything goes their way. He needs to keep following that path down.
I'm right there
now,
with you.
We did see Hush, though. We did see some
Hush
pointed
glimpses.
glimpses on the wall in the Riddler's place that was like
Hush.
hush.
And he had the tape mask going.
Yes.
So I think that's what we're gonna get, but I feel like we're not there yet. He really has to. Riddler has to soak in Arkham to get that level of insanity, to go to that level of Hush. Because you understand, in Hush, he had everyone playing for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
so take on it. Where do
Has to
you
be a
rank this
trilogy.
Batman? Where do you rank this Batman?
number 2,
Number 2. Who's number 1?
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. What about you, Kyle?
Number 3 behind Lego Batman, which is my number 1. And then Dark Knight, of course. And then this one. I'm
All
so
right.
sorry.
I'm gonna zig while everyone's zagging. I'm going number 1.
See, that was tough for me. I was close.
And the
I was
reason why I love the Dark Knight trilogy, I think Heath Ledger was bigger than Batman to me. And I think the Joker, and I don't take away from the trilogy. I think the trilogy was fantastic. I think the Joker made that whole second movie. And Bruce Wayne also made it. I could have done without Batman in that movie. Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne was fantastic.
Absolutely.
But to me, it was more like futuristic tech that I don't think I ever get to see in my life. Like you probably have it out there, but it was like, let me go to Lucius Fox and he's got this, super tank I've never seen before, and he's got this right here. And it's
like
possible.
A stealth jet, yeah.
Right. It's possible, but when I saw what this Batman did, it was grounded in reality, man. It was grounded in like, yo, let me put this riot gear shit on. Let me put this this no cow and I'm just gonna come out the shadows. Now, obviously his suit had some type of lining and reinforcement and all kinds of stuff in it. But he was it was wild. Like his car was.
So where do you rank the Batmobile? That was my next thing, real quick.
Oh
Okay,
my
cool.
god! Go ahead, Kyle.
3 as well.
3 as well.
Yeah,
Yo.
and it's behind Batman and Robin's Batmobile as
Yo,
number 2, and then Christian Bale number 1. I really like as much as I wasn't a big
love the
fan of
Tumbler?
Nickel Batman. I love the Batmobile.
I got it at
It's
number
super-
2 because
super
I'm
long.
going with Adam Wee in the original Batmobile.
Okay,
There's nothing
okay.
like seeing that classic car, right?
I
But
gotta
this
go.
car, yo,
and Michael Keaton.
Okay.
this car just struck fear without even being souped. Like it was like in the shadows, bro. I was like, is that a car? Was that some type of monster? It was crazy.
Okay.
All right, so we hope it's a trilogy. We want to see it continue. We want to see him grow. We want to see different villains than what we've seen in the past.
Absolutely.
But
I'm with you on the Court of Owls, though.
I'm with
we
you,
all said
with you
hit.
guys.
We-
I'm gonna say super dope movie. One last question about it. Bigger than Doctor Strange or no?
I think Doctor Strange is a trilogy, man. I mean, like, you gotta understand, you had WandaVision that set the tone for Doctor Strange. You had No Way Home, which is like the Dark Knight of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is gonna be like the end. So I think Doctor Strange is gonna have a lot of wow moments and a lot of nostalgia, but all in all, I think it's gonna be a jumbled mess.
Kyle.
Doctor Strange's release date got pushed back because DC flexed on them, and they literally put their release date as the same. So I'm gonna go with Batman's bigger than Doctor Strange, just based on them literally stepping aside and saying, "Oh, we'll release it in May," because DC is releasing something on the same day that we wanted to.
So we're actually saying a DC movie is trumping Marvel, one of Marvel's
stalwarts, yeah.
And Star Wars, because if you look at Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, it is actually like the linchpin for what they want to do
It's the
moving
future.
forward.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
the future.
So I love what you're saying. I'm gonna say it's gonna be neck and neck,
Okay.
but I think Marvel just has the machine right now, and I think the machine is gonna win out. But I think this Batman is close, y'all. So I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange.
All right,
Jot
real
it
quick,
down. Take
we gotta
notes.
do a check-in. We have Doctor Strange and Madness. We all have a hit across the board, so we know it's gonna be good. All right, real quick, just a run through before we jump off movies and TV. We had two other big things. TV that came out, Halo.
Yes.
I don't want to dive big, but the Chief in live action, it's tough because it's only on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So, Sam, I know you saw it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. You throw on your Paramount Plus. You just think about all of those nights when you was rocking Halo
Yes.
on your Xbox and you was going up, you was getting those weapons, you was just killing it, right? And you had to respawn over and over and over. Yo, when I say this show brought back nostalgia, when I say the show was original, it felt good. It was dope, man. Like literally, they did a dope live action Halo. And I can't wait to see episode 2. Like, I'm like, yo, because it just went off script for me. I was like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
It's not canon, so it's its own story. But I'm telling you, what I was thinking, it's like, oh, it's Halo. Okay, we're gonna see some like good action, like Star Warsy.
Right.
Nah. At first 10 minutes, when you saw a Covenant shoot someone and half that person's body blew away and there was blood everywhere, I was like, oh, we're gonna mature with this. Okay?
They went after the chilling. They was taking out the children and everybody. Like there was no holds barred. So if you haven't seen it, man, like when my man picked up the leader of that clan and just was like, zzz, I was like, yo, this Halo is definitely doing its thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and say get in on this, and I'm hoping that they continue with this vibe, man, because it is. And shout out to my man Thorough, because he showed a crazy variant of Halo, man. I should have picked that up, man. I should have picked that Halo up.
Halo was on Paramount Plus, Lucian.
Yeah, Paramount Plus.
All right, so Stans, you got a hit. I got a hit. Time Traveler.
I just want to say one thing on top of that. I was telling you guys in the DMs, like I would literally miss school. Our friends we had a friend that lived real close to the school, and he had an Xbox, and we would take turns ditching school so that we could go play Halo. And from a hardcore gamer's perspective, this is ticking all the boxes, man. I've been waiting. I had high hopes for Warcraft when it came out, and they let me down. But Halo is checking the gamer itch that I have for like a good live action show.
So you're saying hit?
I'm saying absolutely hit. But
all right.
PlayStation. No. I had a PlayStation as well, William. I only had an Xbox 360.
I'm sorry, PlayStation 2 couldn't hold a candle to the original Xbox with Halo.
That's fair. And they had Gears of War, which was really freaking good.
My 4-year-old son plays Gears of War.
Okay. Wait, really?
Parenting 101.
Wait a second. 4-year-old son?
Yep.
Chainsaw and freaking... Yep. Okay.
We have little Legos that are Del, Marcus, and Kate, and he plays Marcus, get over here.
Yeah. Marcus, get over here. Okay.
All right, the next TV series is an HBO. It's a DC TV series. DMZ.
Ooh.
I know that one went over my head even when Matt was telling me backstage. So
listen, the biggest stand for this right now is my man Chad RCG. Salute to the Chicago gangster, right? I turned it on. I was like, Chad, what you put me on to, man? This is terrible. So the first 30 minutes, it was like blah. The last 20 minutes of the show, I was like, yo, between like just revelations and, this little black kid that's going through it and just straight up fights. I was like, yo, this is crazy right now. DMZ, y'all. I hope they do a second season. I've only seen episode 1 right now. But Rosario Dawson is on fire. That's all.
100%. Was amazing. Loved it. All right, that's a wrap on TV. Unless anyone's got anything else new.
Are you excited for Naomi?
Ooh, so I saw. Let's see. They aired 2 or 3 episodes. I think I saw the first 2.
I saw one.
I liked it.
It was standard for me, like standard
liked it.
CW.
Yeah. Dark Side will show up, just so you guys know. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Dark Side is like his Mephisto, y'all.
The
Right.
hard part with Naomi for me is
Uh-huh.
Sebastian in Stranger Comics does such a great job of, I don't want to say stabilizing, but like grounding her as a character. That I think it's very hard to transition that to TV because fans need that wow factor for seasons to continue. They need that
Naomi, you're talking about Naomi and Niobe.
Niobe.
Yeah,
Sorry, Niobe.
You're mixing them, yeah.
It's
Sorry.
not the same.
Sorry,
It's not
Niobe.
the same.
Sorry, forgive me.
No, it's all right. We're here to educate you, brother.
I'm
Because,
perfectly fine with you doing a Stranger Comics shout out, though. Jeez,
There
man.
you go, Stranger
Y'all should go
Comics.
pick up some Niobe.
Speaking of Stranger Comics, right? Hold on.
That was a great segue.
There you go, Matt. Matt always winning. But yeah, no. So Niobe, Brian Michael Bendis creation.
Yes.
I mean, Niobe is Stranger Comics. Naomi, Brian Michael Bendis, DC. So you got the World of Asunder with Naomi and the whole Stranger universe, which is coming to HBO Max. Y'all be on the lookout. But Naomi.
Mhm.
No, I got you messed up.
No, I saw the first episode and it was too kind of generic for me. Like I needed a little, but I think it just has to do with where it's placed, right?
Yeah.
So it's on CW, so you're not gonna get that oomph that you need that I'm looking for. But it's kind of standard, so I want to give it a little bit of kind of leeway to see how it builds.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I didn't really see anything that really drew me to it. So I think that's why you see like the comics kind of just plummeting a little bit because people had high hopes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of great producers, got a lot of things attached to it. I'm just hoping that they can really bring some oomph to it. I would have preferred they had it on HBO Max, to be honest with you.
Well, then they'd have more freedoms, creative freedoms at least. So the reason I brought up Darkseid earlier was the voice actor of Darkseid came into my shop and he bought up a bunch of comics from the Justice League. They were Magnus, the first appearance of Magnus, and it was like Justice League 70 something. And he said that he's going to be showing up in a new animated series. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm just
Everybody-
dropping some news to everybody.
Spec news.
Everybody get your pens.
So the
We're about to
voice
make out some
actor of
money.
Darkseid, go pick up your first appearance of Magnus in Justice League. I forget what number. You guys can look it up though.
76 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
So
Magnus
he'll
in
be
DC
showing
Justice
up.
League.
Yep, absolutely. It's funny because like there'll be other, because I work in a comic shop in Pasadena, so we're close enough to Hollywood, and there'll be actors coming in. Like there was somebody who's like, "Hey, I'm auditioning for this role. Do you have any Zatanna books? Like anything related to Zatanna?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me
Yeah,
check."
I just sold my Hawkman 4. Oh, no.
So these are the kind of things that I run into where it's like this stuff will happen in like, I don't know, maybe like a year or so. So just so everybody knows out there.
All
Go
right,
pick up
y'all.
your first
So
appearance of Magnus and go pick up some Zatanna because she's coming.
we're gonna have to do a special segment on
Oh,
him
yeah.
going forward. Who has come into Kyle's shop? That is going to be the segment because this is the spec news that you're going to want to get in on, ladies and gents. So, all right, y'all. Y'all ready to transition?
Let's do it.
Matt, where we going next, brother?
Let's talk comics. Let's mix it up a little. Let's go with Tyler Kirkham.
Ooh.
Is the hype real? I need to know.
Hold on, let's see what the chat says. Hey, chat, how do y'all like these Tyler Kirkham, Invincible 1, 2, Punisher? Probably the next 20 covers is going to be done in this style. How do y'all like it?
Do you like the new Punisher logo?
I'm in
That's a whole discussion in itself. It's different. It's different.
Yes. Yo, we talked about the fire this kid brought, man. We talked about it, man.
Oh yes. Okay. Sorry in advance for my buy it nows, man. I apologize for that.
Yo, Matt, listen. So the rule is, you know the rule. You can't. Anybody on the panel can't claim to buy it nows, right? So Chad RCG wasn't on the panel that night. He was like, "Fuck you, Sans. Thank you so much for not having me on. I got all." Yo, he bought the 1 in 25 LaRocca Darth Vader 3. He bought like I forget a couple other things.
I priced him so low too. Just
yo, Kyle had prices that were like stupid good. Like people were just like, wait a minute, is that the 1 in 25 like Darth Vader 3? Like that's the one you want? Like, geez.
I had them flip the book actually, and they made a killer profit off of it literally 2 nights later. And I go, hey, that's my book. Awesome. But yeah, sorry. Okay, let's talk Tyler Kirkham. We gave enough time. Okay, so Lucian says no. Shutter knows where my shop is. He's been in a couple times.
Nate Saint says Kirkham is top 5 for covers, y'all.
Okay.
Let's see.
Chef says
He says he's shocked that the reprints are selling for more,
which is
than
ridiculous.
the original.
Yeah, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
Matt is gone. So here's what I'm gonna say, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Kirkham piece, I feel like it's built up hype behind the Whatnot machine, right?
That's
I
fair.
think
Yeah.
had this come out on just Unknown Comics, nobody would be really checking for it. Like I mean, you got a few things. What's up, Creamer and Cash? You got a
Amber.
few things that have brought this thing to life. Obviously, Kirkman has his show and it's a hit, right? And it's the perfect time to put out a reprint of number 1, but it's a reprint of number 1, y'all. When in the world is the number 1 reprint going to outsell like
the actual first printing of a book?
It makes no sense to me. And I do like Kirkham's style, but I do think it's kind of like sometimes it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
But when you got, I think the machine behind Whatnot and the build was slow, right? Like last summer, you saw about 10 people start posting, "Hey, Whatnot is coming. I'm on Whatnot. Check me out," right? But then it was like 40 people, right? It started multiplying to the point where like you would see the memes where Homer's at the bar and it's like everybody's in Whatnot but me, right? You're like, wait, what am I missing? So shout out to my homie Creamer and Cash. We were like, yo, get us in here, right? We was like, get us in Whatnot too. So we and Creamer is killing Whatnot. But what I'll say is they have a machine and they have a plan. And what they did was they put the artists on, then they put all of the top sellers behind the name, and they've created the market for it. I don't even think people actually love it. They just need it, right? It's the FOMO. It's the yo, that shit is selling right now. They created that market, man.
But is it worth the amount of money, man? Those books are going for $1,000 and they're just subpar covers.
It's
Okay,
true.
the
They're
I love this.
subpar.
I
Let's just
yeah,
call
yeah,
it what
I
it
know, I
is.
understand. I love Invincible though, man. Like it is a show that caught everybody off guard that didn't read the comic because they didn't realize how gory and intense it was. But I think it was just good timing, an inflated branding, and I don't like this bit, like a manufactured kind of like market because they limited it. So there you go.
That's the way to do it, right? That's the way to
Yeah.
do it. Limit it, make it
Yep.
exclusive where only certain sellers got it, and
Mhm.
then make it like where you started off. So like no one can have this to a point where there was actually a dip in it where it was like, yo, that Invincible cover was selling for 600, then it went down to like 300.
Yeah.
And then they came out with Omni-Man and Adam and Eve, and everyone was back on it. It was like, oh, I got to get all of these.
All
Now
three.
the FOMO is crazy, and it's like Kirkham. He kind of kills the cover on like Adam and Eve, like Eve's cover.
Yeah.
He kills that.
Oh,
But-
absolutely. He plays around the colors a little bit, but it's a white background.
It's a white
So-
back. The hype behind it is crazy. And Nate, the 30K sell is actually comes on the heels of a $38,000 sell. Trust me, I've been doing my research more recently because I thought it was like a $5,000 book. Raw. No. This is y'all.
I think we have one. Isn't there one back there?
You're gonna make me grab.
Kyle's still waiting for him to send me his address. I mean,
Not with my
Not with
calzone
your-
fingers.
not
I'm
with your
not gonna
pasta
touch that.
hands, man.
Yeah.
Don't touch my future grail. So everyone now, same cover, different character with the Punisher. Yeah, it's going to. I can see him doing this cover nonstop, right?
Yeah.
It's going
Oh,
to,
absolutely.
It's going to get played out. It's like, so what I start to see is every artist, they hit a niche,
Mhm.
and that's their lane going forward, right? So David Mack, all of those beautiful background covers with the kind of floral or mosaic look. DNA Nakayama has all of those kind of covers now where it's like the bleed covers. So
Yeah.
you're getting this wave where artists hits a niche and the company they're working with is milking it. I don't know whether it's Marvel or like an Unknown or whoever, but they're
Mhm.
milking that same style, and it gets old faster than it should.
Mhm.
So I do fear that the people who are jumping on this Kirkham hype will be sad in a year from now. So where do you think the value of these books will be a year from now, Matt?
well, I think the value of all books have been plummeting lately. I mean, a lot of books are coming down.
That's fair.
A lot
Yeah.
of books. So honestly, I'm not jumping on the hype train. You couldn't even throw me on the hype train. I think that Punisher logo is a slap in the face of all Punisher fans, and quite frankly, I don't even want that book in my collection with that garbage. But
Yeah.
again, you have to be a point where people reinvent the wheel, but the whole concept behind it, I'm not a fan of. So, do I think it'll drop? Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money that are investing $1,000 in these books.
I totally agree.
But do you need all three of them? Do you have to complete that set? If you're a fan, Kyle, do you need the Omni-Man, you need the Invincible, and you need the Eve cover?
I would get Omni-Man and Eve. Shoot, man. Yeah, you might as well just get all three. That's the whole point, though. Like, literally. I want to touch on what Nathaniel and I have been chatting in the chat about. Believe it or not, Dynamite takes care of their cover artists, and they are a company that's notorious for beating things to just like dry, where they have, yeah, exactly. But they pay their artists, and I think that's
they have 80 covers.
Yeah, exactly. And Marvel and DC, they kind of like push the artists to the wayside. Who can we get cheaper? How long can we keep them on as a Stormbreaker artist? I mean, Peach Momoko should not be a Stormbreaker anymore. That's their
So they're on their rookie contract right now.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. If you want to bring in sports, Peach Momoko is a rookie at Marvel, even though she's turned out probably over 100 covers. So
Hardest working woman in comics, man. She just needs to slow it down and really focus on what she does well.
Oh, another announcement. Peach Momoko, David Mack, and Zu Orzu are working on a project. They all met up in Japan to do they're like 3 awesome watercolor artists, and they worked on a project. So that we should be seeing that coming down the pipeline soon.
Key number 2.
I got to see a Zu Orzo cover early yesterday for Twig coming up.
Oh, no way. Yes. Twig is freaking awesome.
So
I got
Twig-
the preview up here.
Twig, let's jump on that really quickly, right? Because it's giving me Stray Dog vibes. It's giving me Kanto vibes. Just the heat, like even before it dropped, people were like, shout out to my man Specsman. He was like, yo, if you go on eBay right now and try and buy Twig before it drops in 2 days. He was like, there's an ash can, try and get it. I was like, okay, brother, I'll try and get it. I was like, I'm gonna try and.
But only 2 Twig covers.
I
sold
failed.
out.
No. They were on there.
But as of this moment, only 2 Twig covers have sold out.
As of this moment, only
As
2
of this moment,
the Gorkum,
the Gorkum sold out, and the Igor, I think it's like
Igor Lomov.
Yeah, they're the only 2. Every other cover you can still get right now. But I'm telling you, Twig is going to be a rocket.
But here's the thing, man. So when you see that Twig, man, it the vibe of it. If you dug can't like this, these are the moments when you can actually get in ground level and get one of these. So I would say invest in the 1 in 50, invest in the 1 in 100. And try and get one of those in your collection, because you get those types of Kanto. Look at Kanto, man. That book you could have paid a couple $20 for, and now in a 9.8, it's $1,000 book right there. So all I'm gonna say about Twig, man, is Twig came out the bullet guns blazing right now. So get your Twig. And that speaks to FOC too, man. Are you guys doing FOC?
I probably will. I won't lie to you. I will.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm always watching FOC shows, and I get the previews book before it comes out, and I start listing off. This is actually a good transition for our what's hot next.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's gear that up. I think that's a good transition.
And before we do, are we done with Kirkham and his style? Where are we gonna end off and say, is it a hit? Is it a miss? Is it a year from now?
It's a hit right now, but it's a flop in a year.
Flop in a year. What are you saying, Kyle?
I'm just gonna piggyback off that and agree. I think that the trajectory is downward, but it's really cool.
It's the flavor of the month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this. If Invincible second series is a hit, this book is going to not only remain where it is, it's going to gain more value.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the series is going to be a hit. The first one was fantastic. I mean, unless they literally go off the deep end, it's not going to be a hit. But I mean,
yeah.
But I'm telling you, he's not going to be the only one that's going to do a dope Invincible cover.
Very true. Very, very.
And that's what people are. Okay, you have 2 groups. You have the FOMO on the really exclusive, hard to get, and then you have I really like the artistic appeal. This dude just crushed that cover. It is phenomenal.
Yeah,
right
and
now
you can
you
buy
have a
art
battle
prints
between
as
both.
well. Like if it's just about the cover, go buy an art. Go buy an art piece. Go buy the original art. Like that's another avenue that you can take that people don't talk about that often.
This is how I feel. This is how I feel about it. Ready?
Yeah, Cal brings up a very good point, man. The original art that's out there, and it can be expensive. Don't get me wrong. Like if you want some of the original art, but there's so many primo covers, exclusive covers that
Yep.
people just are cover buys. Why are we not investing in the art of it more? Right?
Correct.
If the value of that art piece is $1,000 when the book is $200, does it make sense to go ahead and buy that artist's work? Is it going to appreciate for you?
Sorry, I'm
Depends on the
literally
character. I mean, like it all depends on the character. It depends on the artist. I feel like a really great artist can do bad art. I mean, like it all depends on what you're into. Like
What
I
do
said,
you
it's the
think is the
flavor of the month.
percentage of? What do you think is the percentage of collectors and investors and speculators reading books right now?
Speculators
shit.
reading books? No one. Everyone's looking for the next hot thing. They're gonna piggyback on it and they're gonna dump it. That's the trend over the last 3 years. Is buy big, spec hard, dump when hot, and try to recoup your losses.
Or your investment, you mean?
Or you take your modern investments and you roll them into silver and golden age comics.
That's pretty spot on.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you do. You flip modern to buy silver, and it's a hustler's game.
Yeah, you sell your modern at like a higher quantity because it's easily accessible when you hear things like that. And me
Very
shouting
true.
out like pick up your Zatanna and pick up your Magnus from Justice League. I mean, it's just like as simple as that.
I'm
And
so mad. I just shout out to my man Sid Vicious for picking up my first Zatanna Hawkman 4.
oh yeah, sorry about
Sid
that.
has an inside track, y'all. Sid has an inside track. All right, so let's transition over
Absolutely.
to comic news.
Will Smith knows that CBCS is the way to go.
Oh man. Oh, it's so on time right there, my friend.
Like I said in our chat, there's no stopping Matt with the memes, man.
Oh
There's
man, they
no
gave me
stopping
pure
him.
gold last night.
Listen, man, as much as it was just wrong, it was just so right, man.
Did you see
Because
the moment Andrew Garfield in the back texting the other Spider-Man?
yeah, he was
see what
like,
happened in their
"Yo,
universe."
all the other Spider-Mans, did this shit just happen in your universe?"
yeah, wait a second. Hey, Toby, tell me, did Will Smith just like Chris Rock?
Yo, craziness. That's all I'm gonna say. But on to comic news, man. And what we're seeing right now, Matt said it. There's a downward swing in comic prices, but are comics still healthy?
I
Because
think
I'm
comics
seeing
are
a
healthy,
lot-
but they're not extreme anymore. For the last 2 years, comics were extreme.
Yeah,
I think
Absolutely.
everyone had that funny money. Everyone had that stimulus money. Everyone was stuck at home. You know, now people are able to get out. They're going back to the flea market, so they're able to find the hunt's back on. I mean,
And
for the last
that's
2
a cool
years, we lost
aspect,
the
though.
hunt. Now the
Yep.
hunt's back. Con seasons are back on.
Conventions are. Yep, I totally
Yes.
agree with you.
So I mean, like,
conventions are back.
you know,
But the money, so that wouldn't necessarily dry up the money in terms of driving up the prices or anything of that nature. But you may see like the auction circuit or something get thinned out a little bit, right? Because you have the whatnots of the world, you have people going
Absolutely.
to conventions, but people are still going to come for your keys or come to be entertained. But are we seeing a regression in comics totally? Because what I've seen, right? And this, you have a big comic boom when everyone's stuck in the house, everyone's reading their books again, everyone's like, yo, what is this character? What is this character? And like you said, now the money is dried up, people are going back out. Are people dumping and running now, or
yes.
or will movies continue to make this an industry that is worth it?
You're gonna have your hit. Like Doctor Strange is gonna come out. Doctor Strange is gonna be big for a couple months. You know,
Yeah.
you got the Flash movie. Flash is gonna be big because he's never been irrelevant in the comic book scene. in the last 15 years. But the big hitters, like, I mean, come on, people that invested, Hulk 181, people were paying $3,000-$4,000 over what it was a year ago, are getting crushed right now. People that invested in what else? I'm gonna say
GSX-1.
Something Killing the Children.
Oh yeah.
Something Killing the Children. The Holy Grail Ghost was a $2,000 book. I've seen a couple go for like $950. So
It's been crazy.
And I mean, in a 9.8, like, I mean, but again, we have that speck of a show. But again, you have your ripples and your waves. I think we're on the down wave right now.
Look at Kyle. Kyle is a hater of this. Something is killing it. Like he got a Department of Truth variant of it. But here we go. Like that is so true. Like there's truth to that because Something is Killing Children was like untouchable. But I thought it was the hiatus and the kind of spinoff that was killing it. But it's the marketing and all correcting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting because those number ones, number twos, number 6 ghosts, they still retain value, but the number 3 used to be like a $500. I mean, the number 5 used to be like a $300 book. Now you can get it for like $150.
Yep.
You're like, wait a minute. Is my investment gone? And is that just modern, or is that silver? Is that copper, bronze?
No, I think anything bronze and below, I still think they're not seeing as big of a hit. But I mean, the hype is gone. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. Whatnot has a stranglehold on the market. I mean, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can get 15, 20, 30 shows at a time. You have so many options now to buy books. It's no longer Sands, he's my guy, he's got the legit thing. It's like, oh, hold on, I got 9 guys that are all right here, and I can do it with one click of my thumb.
Forgot about Sands.
I mean, you still got the best show. I mean, you had Kyle on it who replaced me, so I don't even want to go down that route. But I break his time travel machine for disrespecting me. I don't know why.
But
Chad, get out of here with that comment.
and here's the thing, man. Whatnot should be seen as getting more comics to the masses.
Correct.
But it is actually what you think about comics is supply and demand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're able to supply so much, when I look at it, some of the people who I was selling to, or 50% of the people who I was selling to, are now sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Who's buying the books, right? And not that they're still not buyers as well, but it's not like they're not going to be buying at the way they were buying before. When
Correct.
You become a seller and whatnot, you literally are changing how you operate at times as well. So if the supply is out there, everybody has the ability to sell. And at first, Whatnot was exclusive, right? Like you had to wait like 6 months to get on there. Not saying that you don't have to wait, but there's, like Matt said, there's 30 shows at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So even as a YouTube host, you have to define yourself in a certain way where people are like, okay, that's entertaining.
Yep.
That's they got good books, they got a good vibe. Like those are the things I hear about YouTube shows, like what retains them, because other than that, you got 1 minute bids, you got, big keys if you need them. You got, before Whatnot, you couldn't sell big keys, right? It was like, hey, you're gonna lose money on that.
Yeah.
Not when you're making 30K on a Jurvetrovich, or shout out to my man Mighty Mel V, who did the second print Killmonger this weekend, making like $600. So the supply and demand, man, I think there is something to that, and you got to be a savvy collector these days, and you got to be a savvy auctioneer or savvy seller as well. So Kyle, what's your thoughts?
I'm with Nathaniel. I was literally just typing it into the chat. It's the variants are not helping either, because it was kind of what we were touching on earlier. Like, you can buy, but my counter argument to variants is, when you go to an artist and you ask for a commission or an art print, you're paying way above the price of a comic just for that art. So if you get this amazing comic with this awesome cover art in a variant edition, you're getting a $5 book when you would be paying $20 for like an art print or a lithograph or any of the different ways. I understand the dip, and I understand that a lot of the people who have been buying books during the pandemic has turned into a seller. I mean, I'm one of them. But I don't think the comic industry is going to like completely fail. I think that you just need to adjust your expectations.
It's kind of
It's a leveling out or a plateauing is what I think is more.
But there's a dip.
The top. So I don't think I think we plateaued long ago, and now we're on the downward swing. We're readjusting.
Yeah,
okay,
so
fair.
I think there's a readjustment on the prices, because you saw like GSX ones that went from like $2,000 to $6,000, right?
Yeah,
and that was in the span of 6 months when there was all of this comic buzz. Like,
but you're gonna have that same hype as soon as Multiverse of Madness. I mean, they've done everything but confirm.
Well, what do we always say? What do we say about movies, though? Right, the movie hype. If you hear it, don't buy it. Right, once
when the
when
the trailer drops,
exactly. Get your ass away from it as quick as possible at that point in time. Either sell or hold, but don't try and buy at that point in time, because what's going to happen is that market is going to flood right then and there after the show, and your value on that book is going to come down. So give it a year. Look at Black Widow, right? Those books were outrageous in prices, and now you can get your first Black Widow at a much better rate. Look at the Eternals. Gosh, the Eternals was like a $5,000 book for number one. It's like $800 right now. That's crazy. Because that bombed. Now, some of these shows are going to bring it up, and then it's going to plateau.
Yep.
And it's not going to completely come back down to where it was. But if it bombs, it's over.
And Chef had said, would you consider Something Killing Children blue chip worthy? Really, Silver is gold. They're blue chip worthy books. There's some really great bronze. I mean, Turtles in the Bronze Age was immaculate. And like, there are some variants in modern that are just going to hold their thunder, but
majority of them won't.
Yeah.
I think what you're seeing in the modern is you have to collect what you like we always say.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spec too much on the modern. Collect the modern for stuff that you like, because Something Is Killing the Children, if you got in early, hold on to it.
Yeah, why not?
Hold on to it. There's shows, Noctura. You can still get in on everything. Now has option. Everything is optioned. You're not going to see it for 3 years. At the end of the day, if you're trying to spec on those books, you get in dirt cheap and hold it. That's all to it.
Now, Kyle, could I convince you to sell your Jurukovich behind you for a 2.5 AF-15?
Most likely, yeah.
See, that's the move.
Yeah.
Take something.
I would not.
Really?
I would not. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. Right. And I get the logic behind it, right? That's sure money. AF-15 2.0, sure money. Whereas I feel like the Miles Morales is only hitting its stride. It has so much. The ceiling for Miles is different. So
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Jada Pinkett Smith becomes Miles Morales. The only ceiling you're gonna have for Miles Morales is 6 floors deep in the cathedral of the basement. That book will drop hotter than a cow trying to fall off a cliff.
Listen, I agree with you. Movies make or break, but I think Marvel is not playing when it comes to some of their IP. Miles Morales is one of them. I think they're going to make sure that will be epic on every level. So,
say Apollo knows. He's saying it. I'm telling you,
that Smith kid will kill it.
If they put up, and again, if they put somebody in there that look, Eternals, you were spot on with Eternals. $5,000 book, all the hype was there, everything was great. Movie came out, bombed. Everyone lost their face on that had it.
But here's the thing: Miles wasn't built on the movie hype. That's my only thing.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Even before that, you had
Into the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Man game. Both of those came out, and then
even before that, the UF4 was pricey. It was back in 2014, you could get it. You can get it for $5-10, but by 2018, that book was a couple $100 easy.
But Into the Spider-Verse definitely changed the landscape.
It did.
Without a doubt.
It did. PS4 Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
killed it.
It was the game. They had a game trailer. It wasn't even a movie.
But it was a hit though.
But
it was a hit.
Media tells you, and they put in front of your face this character. It just creates FOMO, and then here it goes.
But so many
FOMO
people
will die when the next character comes out.
Here's the thing: so many people now love Miles, and to the point where
I guarantee you that all those people that say they love Miles never even opened a book.
Nah, he's too big.
I would bet my money on it.
He's too big to fail now.
He's too big to fail now. Yeah, and then Will Smith's son walks on screen, and there it goes. Hold on. Here's every fan when they hear Jada pick.
My thing is, he kept his hands behind his back the entire time, and Will Smith really telegraphed the finish of that slap. So
the Oscars needed that as much as it wasn't like PC and everything else. The Oscars needed that.
I'm with you though. I'm actually somewhere in the middle of both of you. I'm not trying to like walk the fence, but I think Miles was big for a new generation.
Yeah.
But I also think it was elevated by just great adaptations. So,
and here's my thing. I think when you look at the modern game, there's a lot of supply, right? And that's the thing against it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like certain characters solidified, and they're going to build a future on those certain characters. So that's where I'm going to go with it. What about Blue Marvel? Would you consider? So I consider it a blue chip. I consider it a modern blue chip. So many people will say UF4 is a grail for them. And when you have a wave of young future collectors who know Miles Morales, it becomes ingrained in the culture now. Like Spider-Verse changed the landscape, just like you said, because making and I think they did a brilliant thing by making it animated that first go round, because so many younglings got a chance. Look at me, younglings, right? Got a chance to go see it, and not have to be like, who's this guy? Like it was just a cartoon for them, and that was so dope. So I'm gonna say it's a modern grail. I'm saying it's blue chip. What do you think, Kyle?
I agree with what Shutter said, but I totally agree with what Nathaniel said. Understand that Miles Morales is a new generation Spider-Man, but at the same time, the monetary value of it is not going to be adjusted until that new generation actually starts making money. and has the nostalgia for Miles Morales, and Spider-Verse becomes like an old film. Hey, you remember that, you know?
Why isn't Nightwing Miles Morales? Why isn't Robin Miles
Oh,
Morales?
that's DC.
Doesn't
You
matter.
gotta
Doesn't
you
matter.
gotta ask
Doesn't matter.
DC.
If you go back in time, Batman is as strong as Spider-Man, if not stronger. So if you're going to talk about, you know, Miles being the sidekick right now to Spider-Man, Nightwing surpassed Batman in many ways. But what still reigns supreme? The original
Batman.
OG.
Yeah,
But
Batman
here's
will
the
always
thing.
be number one. Spider-Man will always be number
Here's the
one.
thing: DC has failed to capitalize on anything but Batman in the last 10 years. And Wonder Woman movie was great, and then second one came out crap, right? The
Yeah.
Flash TV show was great, and then they destroyed it. DC is going to get good again, but the problem with DC is they don't focus on anything beyond Batman, and they haven't taken, like, even Batman Beyond hasn't gotten the love that Miles Morales has gotten, and
I disagree with you, man. You put a Michael Keaton with it.
It's established. Batman is established, and there are multiple generations of Batman fans, and Miles
Same with
Morales
Spider.
fans. Oh, same with Spider-Man in general. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But Miles Morales, I feel, is like a
but
newer
Marvel has
concept.
captured such a bigger audience than just Batman. Batman movies has done good historically, but Marvel Studios are doing more for comics than DC Studios outside of their animation, which is a challenge for me. So
That's yeah. DC animation definitely trumps Marvel animation, and DC live action or Marvel live action trumps DC live action.
yeah, Damien could take the helm. We shall see, man. I just don't know if we'll ever get to that part, because I don't think they'll ever replace your Batman. I think Batman is going to
the Flash movie is going to rewrite it all, man.
The death of Justice League 75 is coming.
I hope
Justice
so.
League 75 is coming, and we shall see the death of the Justice League, what that means for DC.
It's a clean script.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. As we come up close to the end of the show, let's talk about some of these future movies that are coming down the line. Flash. We got Flash. We got Love and Thunder, and we got Multiverse of Madness, which we kind of touched on already. But what are your thoughts on Flashpoint and what that's going to do, and is it going to be big?
All right, so our original prediction is, when we talked Flash, we had one hit and two flops. Who do you think was the hit?
You, Matt.
I was a flop.
You were a flop? I know it wasn't me. Sam was the hit. I know I was a flop. So
I think it was me.
All right, Sam. So tell us what you think about Flashpoint.
So I'm still going to say I think it's going to be a hit, because we're still going to see. Oh man, it's delayed. Damn it. Bringing Michael Keaton back, bringing some of the nostalgia back, I think it's going to be a fun movie. And I'm looking forward to it from a let's kind of reset DC for the better. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Cool.
See, I don't think Aquaman was bad, man. I don't like. See, you're saying that they took a character that everyone made fun of, the guy in green tights that talked to fish, and they made a badass movie about him. They have a badass character behind it. They took Peacemaker, who, again, I hate John Cena, but the TV series was a hit.
It was, yeah.
Do you think
DC,
Static
adults,
Shock,
dark humor, Marvel? Little kids, you poo-pooed in my diaper? I mean,
do you think Static Shock has the potential to come out the blue like Miles did?
No, Blue Beetle would be the only thing I think that could.
I'm totally with that. I think Blue Beetle has a amazing director behind it. and I think that has a great potential. So,
Taylor
but
said
that
Black
is cool.
Adam. A lot of people are thinking Black Adam's going to be a bomb.
I'm thinking Black Adam's going to be a bomb.
I mean, but it has.
I'm telling. What do I have? What do we have? Hold on. We didn't do Black Adam. All right.
I don't think we did Black Adam.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be meh. I'm going with flop.
Flop.
I'm going the opposite way. I'm saying hit. Yeah, I'm not even a rock fan, man, but I'm all about it. Yeah.
I'm going flop.
If it stars The Rock, you don't stop. Oh, you don't slap.
Oh my God. Yeah. So listen, I think DC is gonna go towards the magic realm. That's
Okay.
why they're talking Zatanna, they're talking Black Adam.
Mhm.
But I think it's going to come off cheesy or cartoony because I didn't like the way Shazam was necessarily. And I don't necessarily see that playing out well for them. So
Interesting. I love Shazam.
I say Shazam was another good one, man.
Yeah.
I didn't like. First of all, man, how you get the
No, go ahead. Yeah, take it. What do you have to say about
for
Shazam?
me, the problem with Shazam was the villain. First of all, the
Okay.
villain was terrible in the sense that he's killing his family when he's a young kid. He's the cause of all these things, and all because he got a glimpse of something. And at the end of the day,
he got denied, man. He got turned down.
He got turned down, and you got this one kid who's like a little sociopath running around locking cops in stores and
Billy Batson, man. Like, come on.
He's
what? Did you ever read a comic book about this guy? That was pretty spot on.
Nah, actually, I've never read Shazam, so I guess that's the problem. And the problem.
Get him out of here. Hold on. We gotta get him out of here.
Oh, you're gonna put the host? What's going on?
Never even read the book, and he's gonna go ahead.
We can never give him. We should have gave him these powers.
No, bad idea.
With great powers come great responsibilities.
Absolutely.
That was mistake number one. I got no responsibility.
Oh man, but yeah. So here's Dr. Fate. Yeah.
I love Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
I love who they casted.
Yeah.
Chris Brosnan.
It looks that actually that part right there, Dr. Fate. What's up, Johnny Fobb? So listen, I'm gonna say the Flash is gonna be a hit. I'm gonna say Adam is gonna be a bomb.
All right,
wow, I'm actually going opposite of Sands. All right.
Thor Love and Thunder, Kyle.
Oh, I don't care. Anything Thor, I'm all about.
Really?
People were talking crap on the. Okay. Understand this. Everybody was talking crap about the second Thor. I didn't think it was that bad as everybody was saying. And Ragnarok
with the dark elves and everything.
Yeah, but Ragnarok, I wasn't a big fan of.
Oh, I love me some Ragnarok. Oh,
it was campy in my opinion.
Campy,
it was so good. It was so good. Tiki Wateka. Oh man, he is so good. Oh
man, that's my friend Doug.
Korg. Oh my God.
Okay, Korg had me. Korg had me.
Hey man.
Listen, I'll say this:
hey,
the tone of the first two Thors. For me, they were, all action, but it really didn't draw me in. When they did the kind of buddy cop thing and Ragnarok, added the comedy, added Jeff Goldblum, it just threw me for such a good loop, and the action was still there that I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed Jeff Goldblum as well.
It wasn't your typical Thor movie.
Yeah,
but it did more for me than the 1 and 2 did.
I think when Thor Love and Thunder comes out, I'm going to call up Thor to see if he'll come back from Vegas for a show.
Oh, yeah. We got to get Thor back in here. But Jane Foster, will she be epic in this? Or, uh-oh.
and they're actually doing all the reshoots right now for.
Oh no,
The
reshoots
Butcher.
are not a okay.
Oh yeah, that Led Zeppelin, right? That Led Zeppelin had us going for sure.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Oh,
Love
hey,
and
everybody.
Thunder. Love and Thunder. What are you guys thinking? Matt?
It'll be a hit because it's a fallout from Ragnarok, but I think overall it'll be subpar. So
Three hits. Take it down. Thor, Love and Thunder is going to be amazing, y'all.
I wanna just 2 seconds, quick backtrack. Nerd HQ was created by Zachary Levi from Shazam, and that's why I was impartial about the Shazam movie, because I loved Nerd HQ. It was the coolest, like, video game comic oriented hangout at conventions that we've ever had as a community. So that's all I have to say.
Dope. Shout out to everybody going to WonderCon this weekend. Hey, really quickly, Sandman. We got a question about it in the chat. That trailer.
Mhm.
Listen, Neil Gaiman, for what it's worth, man, he's just a fantastic writer. Will it translate? I'm mad I just sold my Raw Death cover because Death is in the trailer. I was like, whoa, why did I sell that? So what do you think? Y'all think they're gonna do it? So Netflix has been hit or miss, man.
Yeah.
it's got what's his face from The Dark Knight playing on.
It's got Sara Numsi, aka your man Tyron Lannister, playing the bad guy or something like that.
Yeah, but
Capturing
who's
Death.
God, I can't think of his name. Who played Robin in the last Dark Knight series? What's his name?
I'm not good
What's
with
his name?
names.
Levitt, Joseph Levitt.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
George, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Sandman's gonna be good.
I mean,
Midnight Suns.
he's talented, so there's.
Will we get a Justice League Dark or a Midnight Suns? Do you guys
I think we'll get Dark before Midnight Suns.
Okay.
I'm with that as well. Justice League Dark was amazing. Midnight Suns deserves it, but I don't think so.
Which one will come first?
Dark. Justice League Dark. Yeah.
I actually think we'll see. We may even see a Batman Beyond before Justice League Dark. Ooh. I think it's going to be a long time before we see a Justice League team up.
There's the Batman Beyond book coming out next week.
Yeah.
So, or this upcoming week.
All right, ladies and gents. Well, we are wrapping the show. I want to thank everybody for your time with us tonight. We haven't done a wine and cheese in a while, and it has been missed. For my co-hosts, my man Matt, my man Kyle. I'm your cookie man, aka Sans. Peace. God bless. We love y'all, man. Stay healthy and come on back to Wine, Cheese, and Comics, please. We're always open for good times, y'all.